Tia Blanco's private Malibu wedding to Brody Jenner was serene, symbolic, and yet deeply revealing. Their June or July 2025 ceremony unfolded at Linda Thompson's hillside estate, with Caitlyn Jenner in attendance, underscoring not only family reconciliation, but also Tia's seamless step into a new chapter with intention. Their daughter Honey Raye, just 2, was central to the ceremony's warm informality, walking down the aisle barefoot, physical hugs rather than orchestrated poses, and laughter echoing among sunlit circles beneath open skies. It felt less like a celebrity event and more like a gathering of souls grounded in shared love of ocean, adventure, and authenticity. Born Tia Blanco on May 5, 1997, in Puerto Rico, Tia's first memories are of salt air and swells. With a Coast Guard father and a Filipino descent mother, her early years were spent drifting between bases, from Puerto Rico to Hawaii to mainland California, always near a beach. Her childhood home became a blend of cultures and textures, but everywhere she landed, she gravitated toward one constant: the sea. Learning to surf at age 3 from her father, she was soon riding waves before she could speak full sentences. She became intimately familiar with rhythm, timing, and flow, concepts that would later apply to business and creativity as much as to riding waves. By age 13, Tia was competing regionally in California, her reputation growing quickly for clean lines, precise timing, and fearless moves in big surf. She wasn't loud or brash in interviews. Instead, she carried quiet assurance and firm discipline. At 16 and 17, she claimed titles at the NSSA Southwest Women's U18 and Prime America Women's divisions. She placed 3rd at the ISA World Juniors in 2014, then stunned the surfing world by winning back-to-back gold medals at the ISA World Surfing Games in 2015 and 2016, becoming the first American woman to do so. Industry insiders took note. She had competitive poise, grace under pressure, and storytelling energy in every run she made down the wave face. Winning global titles, however, didn't satisfy her ambition to elevate others. She appeared on MTV's The Challenge, Champs vs. Pros in 2017 in a charity event supporting St. Jude Children's Hospital. She used the platform to champion ocean safety and juvenile sports funding. In 2021, she competed and won the Ultimate Surfer, earning a tour contract with the World Surf League Championship Tour. While the WSL campaign didn't lead to a perfect score season, she matched heat-winning styles with post-split messaging on wellness, femininity in sport, and veganism. Not for trend, but as a personal ethos, Tia's brand collaborations followed a clean arc. Reef board shorts, Jolin swimwear, Sony gear for capturing waves, and vegan smart supplements. She launched her own Peaches and Cream protein powder in 2017, a vegan, dairy-free product that reflected simple ingredients she trusted and personally consumed. In 2022, she unveiled a capsule swimwear line with Jolin that featured supportive fits and motivational slogans calling for female empowerment. In 2023, she released a public diary-style surf journal photographed by friends and fans on Instagram, woven with watercolor art, wave images, recipes, and reflections on overcoming imposter syndrome. In 2023, she welcomed her first child, Honey Raye, with Brody Jenner, a union that surprised followers unfamiliar with surf culture, but made perfect sense to those who spend weekends catching waves at sunset. Their wedding in mid-2025 demonstrated how they blend families with intention, limited guest list, barefoot comfort, and music chosen by heart. They played their daughter a song made for her in advance. The same song played softly as Tia walked down the aisle, calming her nerves. Professionally, Tia balances selective competition with leadership in eco and wellness causes. She began mentoring girls in surfing through camps and scholarships in Puerto Rico and California, including funding Access Surf Days, mental health workshops, and body-positive yoga classes. She contributed to reef check and underwater preservation grants focusing on mangrove restoration. In yoga studios in LA and San Clemente, she taught vinyasa and mindful movement classes, blending cueing with metaphor from surfing, like exiting a wave gracefully translates to exiting personal storm cycles. Blanco's creative side extends beyond the ocean. She hosts a small video series titled Tia's Tide, featuring sunrise beach routines, cooking plant-based breakfast tacos, Q&A with art therapists, and guest surfers sharing personal stories of loss, growth, and healing. She recently announced an upcoming book tentatively titled Currents of the Heart, intended as part surf memoir, part wellness journal, part art journal, focused on healing after chronic stress and anxiety. Illustrations and poems in the book are created by her sister Aja, weaving familial bonds into art. Her cultural awareness runs deep. Tia speaks Tagalog conversationally and uses her platform to honor indigenous surfers and Puerto Rican activism around climate resilience. She credits her mixed heritage for teaching her perspective, knowing privilege of mobility, but also the fragility of coastal communities devastated by hurricanes. She donated a portion of wedding gifts towards storm-proofing grants for low-income Puerto Rico coastal schools. Her marriage to Brody Jenner bridges worlds. Surfing and palm trees meet reality television lineage. Progressive activism meets Hollywood visibility. Their interactions have been grounded, not tabloids but shared journal films, public surf competition side-by-sides, peach smoothie posts with daughter. They travel between Big Sur camps and Los Angeles home, often towing Honey Raye in a beach stroller alongside Greenpeace drives. Tia's personality, described by friends as compassionate and electric, is tempered by a serious inner discipline. At 5 a.m., she meditates. Mid-morning, she studies surf video analytics. Midday, she co-leads youth surf clinics. Afternoons include photography. Evenings include preparing plant-based family meals. Weekends see art sessions or writing before community volunteer efforts. She describes her schedule as intentionally unhurried, eschewing the trappings of influencer culture, even amid growing sponsorship demand. Her public advocacy reflects subtlety and substance. When surfing joined the 2028 Olympic program for Los Angeles, she supported equal media visibility for women athletes. She spoke about beach access rights amid rising exclusivity around Malibu coastlines. She shared concerns during heat waves about ocean acidification and invited scientists into her live feeds to talk with fans about coral bleaching. She's posed for ads supporting mental health hotspots, collaborating with therapists to offer online sessions to athletes with Olympic ambitions. Despite modest fame compared to Hollywood stars, she's recognized in sports media, wellness circles, and female leadership networks. She has been keynote speaker at Girls in Sports Summits in San Diego and at Harvard's Performance Institute in 2024, reflecting on how peak performance happens when inner calm leads action. In 2025, she was invited to join the board of an environmental nonprofit focused on ocean plastics, an organization she had supported for years with cleanups and speaking events. Her personal challenges have included physical injuries, stress fractures in 2018, dislocated shoulder in 2020, but she approached rehab with patience and mental coaching. During downtime, she learned drawing, captive bees for honey, and early photography. She attributes recovery to therapy, not only physical but psychological, learning to separate physical identity from self-worth, as she once stated in an essay published for Women's Sports Journal. When postpartum depression hit after Honey's birth, she openly discussed it, raising awareness about mental health struggles for professional athletes and new mothers. Now as she enters 2025 and beyond, Tia seems to envision a life less about chasing heat scores and more oriented toward legacy. She's planning surf photography exhibits in Hawaii and Puerto Rico, starting community surf camps for girls of color, and launching an online guided journal platform tied to ocean mindfulness. She's peppered pink ribbons in Advocates Surf Series for domestic abuse awareness. Her story has evolved from competitor to curator of health, art, ecology, and family. Tia Blanco's journey reminds us, greatness need not shout. She's a champion who rides waves and nurtures waves, from children's smiles to reef reefs. Her Malibu wedding with Brody reflects continuity. Love rooted not in spectacle, but in shared values, shared water, and shared dreams. She hasn't abandoned surfing. She still paddles. Hasn't diverged from activism. She still speaks. But now she paddles and speaks for two, for her daughter and for the planet she rides. The ocean remains her home. The wedding ring marks a partnership, not an ending. A collaboration with a partner equally committed to parenting, purpose, and presence. So long as tides turn and hearts seek balance, Tia Blanco will keep moving, an artist, athlete, activist, and parent in ever-deepening harmony with waves and with purpose.